Baba Television Uganda, Baba TV Uganda ku Twitter, Baba Television ku Facebook, ate ku YouTube Baba TV Uganda. Sharing your comment, question or contribution atujja kuba tubiyitamu amumaaso n'enteekateeka eno. Amawulire weegali, tutandike eno n'olupapula lwa New Vision, olupapula lwa gavumenti olw'Olungereza olufuluma buli lunaku ne Sir Simon Muyanga Rutaaya.
Okay, kale olupapula luno lwa The New Vision bweruti werulabise. The New Vision afulumye neggulire likulembedde nga liga trial exams begin on new curriculum. The story of how educations are trying out the mock exams on the new curriculum, which is a vocational based, started yesterday. The results will give us an indication of whether the curriculum is able to solve Uganda's social problems, but certainly it will. Under the new curriculum, the student does practical lessons, vocational subjects as well. For example, you can undertake examinations in painting. They say, okay, we are taking you to Baba Television to paint their boardroom. First, they'll examine you on whether you are able to write a good quotation for the painting of the building. Number two, whether you are able to select the right colors and you can explain why you selected those colors for the bedroom, for the boardroom, because a boardroom is not a bedroom, it's not a sitting room. And number three, whether you have the right quantities and mixtures to do. That means that the internship, the schools cannot have this kind of space for people to do this. What will happen? They will start asking people on our villages to allow them paint for them as a way of examinations for the students, but also as a way of making the village look clean. I believe that this vocational-based curriculum is one that Uganda needs now. Now, mock examinations are beginning now under what we call summative evaluation. We shall not only tell you that somebody got first grades. No, you can get first grades because you told us about Ngoni migration when you left BA Ngoni yourself or got there. But we'll also tell you that while he failed in Ngoni migration, he can paint. He can make some carpentry works. He can build. So that by the time you complete your senior 4, you are able to do one vocational skill. You come out as a senior 4 dropout, but also as a builder, a carpenter, a plumber, a painter, an artist, a designer, a cook. You can also come out as a wife. I think you need to add adult lessons to these people. Because what happens when I get a wife who just completed senior 4? Some of them may be 18 or so. Can that senior 4 dropout also make a good wife or a good husband? Husband, certainly, yes, but a good wife. To give them those lessons also, because it's part of the life they are going to lead, so that we have also their practical lessons in marriage, whether they are trained very well on whether they can make good wives. By making good wives, I don't mean taking them for sexual lessons, no, but taking them through the core responsibilities of a mother, of a father in a model home. The New Vision with that leading story. Another big and leading story is the story of the new political enigma. General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, the senior presidential advisor on special operations, waving to crowds at Soroti Sports Ground. General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, Uganda's next president, was in Soroti on a special tour of Teso sub-region. If you thought it was just a storm, this is a tsunami. Muhoozi Kainerugaba is a tsunami. And I keep enjoying the comments from many of our political idiots who keep asking, why should a serving arm officer address crowds moving there? And I say, oh Jesus, it pays to be foolish. The question was, at the time Mr. Museveni appointed Muhoozi Kainerugaba his presidential advisor on special operations, would have raised dust then to ask what are special operations. We would have demanded that Mr. Museveni, either under the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda or under the UPDF Act, unpacks, digests, explains what is contained in what you're calling special operations. But for as long as the special operations title is a preserve of the president himself, that only him understands what is packaged in there, Mr. Muhoozi is free to do anything, because when you say this, the appointing authority will say, under my special operations of reviving agriculture in Teso, I deployed Muhoozi. What else will you say? So, political idiocy and Flare continues. The idol will continue debating that one, but we missed a step. We ought to have asked from day one, what are special operations? But for as long as the special operations remain vague, covered, veiled, you have no right to ask for anything. Nevertheless, as an idle person, you can continue asking. Some good news here. Page 2. Government rolls out milk dispensers in towns, schools, and hospitals. Milk dispensers. The drive to encourage Ugandans to take milk is on. Certainly, you know what that means. Have 1 or 2 cows around you so that you partake of this growing milk market. Just last week, we signed with Algeria to supply them with the sufficient quantities of milk that we think will help Uganda survive. In fact, if Uganda emphasized this agriculture and looked for markets outside here, we are able to survive even without the World Bank funding. Reduce the theft, obubbi, kendeze ku bubbi. Reduce extravaganza, okudiibudde ensimbi z'omuwoomusolo. Reduce the cost of public expenditure, spending on useless things every day, and having many administrators for every person. I think in Uganda, every Ugandan has like 20 leaders. This is a country of everybody wants to lead. You find them there. Nze chairman wa boda ya wano. Nze mukulu w'ekika ky'egundi. Nze nkulira n'akasolya k'egundi. Nze ssentebe w'abalina abakyala ku kyalo kuno. Nze ssentebe w'abafumbo mu kkanisa. Nze ssentebe wati everybody wants to lead. Ne bakulembera mu kika, ne bakulembera ewakaawo, ne bakulembera ku kyalo, ne bakulembera ku ssomero, ne bakulembera ku mulimu enayo manager. Bamanager nabo bali bangi nnyo, omenya tebaggwayo. General manager, HR manager, finance manager, mosquito manager, sweeping manager, dancing manager, food manager. Nobanga ofugibwa manager mukaaga. Nodda mu kika. Omukulu wa kasolya, ow'olunyiriri, ow'omutuba, ow'ekika, ow'essiga, bonna bafuga ggwe, nabo bali awo gurupu eri awo. N'obamaliriza n'ogenda mu kanisa. Omukulu w'abakristaayo, omukulu w'aba Fathers Union, owa Mothers Union, akulira abakyala, akulira abavubuka, ssentebe w'abayimbi, ssentebe w'abazina, ssentebe w'akatemba. N'ojja mu politics, president, member wa parliament, speaker waffe, kiraka tu parliament. Simanyi assistant deputy because bitya. N'odda mu minister. Minister omujjuvu, minister of state, permanent secretary, under secretary, over secretary, side secretary, above secretary, union secretary. Everywhere you ofugibwa bufugibwa abantu. So in Uganda, one person has like 40 leaders, all in different categories and all demanding respect and loyalty, allegiance. This is nonsense. Reduce that and we will build our country better. Kali. Kali. Opposition, no. Education specialists oppose degree requirement for nursery teachers. Educationers are saying, it is not necessary for a teacher of my nursery children to have a degree. Why not? When it is hardest to hand a child at infancy than it would be at adolescence. Why not? The people handling our children at that formative stage must be highly qualified. I support the degree requirement for these teachers. But who am I to say no when some have said yes? But in our government, okay, here now you can do the way you want. But when our government comes, government MP, I'll ask General Muhoozi Kainerugaba to allow me be a minister for education, I think, for just 5 years, and I'll carry out drastic reforms to reshape our education ministry. Don't worry, I will manage that one. The New Vision, and Ziada Mkungu will give us another paper, I think the Daily Monitor, that was once famed as independent. The Independent Daily Monitor. Whether the independence tag still carries meaning, it's a question for you and me. This morning,
The Daily Monitor, amawulire agobwananyini agafuluma nago buli lunaku, the truth every day, the tagline yawe. Daily Monitor, truth every day, mazima buli lunaku, balina amazima kandabe. More NSSF servers to qualify for mid-term. More NSSF servers to qualify for mid-term.
There is something that those people did. I'll ask you, I'll tell you. I think this country has a problem. When Parliament passed access to mid-term savings, they said anybody who has saved for 10 years or is 45 years. Later on, they amended to say one who has served for 10 years and is 45. When I went to them, the guys in NSSF had created a different story.
That what?
That for you to access, you must have 270 saving months. You must have saved for 270 months, not 10 years. So they counted months.
Not years.
Not years.
So where were they getting the months from?
That's what I'm asking.
Because the amendment, rather the law didn't talk about
They
months.
did not talk about it. So they put their guidelines. And so when I went there, he said, now I am here. I want part of my money to go and invest. In fact, I wanted to invest in a school. The fool said, no. You have said, when they looked at my savings, they said I had saved for 150 months. Somehow, some of my employers had not remitted some month. So I needed another 120. No. You must have saved for 120 months. Out of which me had saved for 70. So I needed to do another 50.
Okay, in the new bill that is being proposed, you qualify to get the money.
Know.
Yes, because because the new bill, it says as long as you're 45 years.
I am 45.
Yes, so
those Nicopoms.
no, this is a new proposal. So as long as you're 45, because now the current law talks about 45 and 10 years. Yes, but as long as you have been, rather you clock 45 years, whether you have remitted for a year
or what,
you qualify.
The issue is I have my money, I want to go and this is the way we can help our economy stand on its own amidst these World Bank sanctions. If I got my 40 or 50 million today to go and invest in producing coffee, look at how Kabushenga has calculated the coffee benefits. If I got 40 million, go and buy some 5 or 4 acres, each at 4 million, that would be 20. I put my coffee there. Certainly after some time, one, I'll be a coffee producer. The quantities of coffee produced will be up, but I'll also be able to live. But these people here,
so you're sorted. Once this bill goes through,
I
whatever.
must read. Have you read English very well?
But I'm telling you, as long as you're 45, once this bill is effected or it becomes a law something, you'll be able to get your money. Wawezeze emyaka 45.
I'll actually be 46 next year.
Yes. So
Sorry for you. How old are you?
by that I've grown. I've grown. I'm no longer the other person.
When you ever qualify to pick your
No, I'm no longer the other person because I used the last time we discussed my age. I was
29.
I was 29. Yes. Now I'm 31. I've grown. I have a kid of 3 years, my firstborn.
A kid of 3 years, my firstborn. My firstborn is out of university. My secondborn is out of university. My thirdborn is completing senior 6 here in Zambia. My fourthborn is in senior 3. My fifth and sixth born are both in primary 7.
Then my
eighth born.
Where is mine? Huh? Where is mine?
Yours.
Sorry. So in the NSSF nina okulindako I think for more 14 years inshallah.
But are you saving? Do you save with NSSF?
Yes, I've saved since yes, I've saved since 2014.
How quickly can this bill pass?
You need to give support to your parliament.
They don't need support. Who asked them to give us support on the homosexuality thing? Let them mobilize themselves the way they did. This money is going to help people invest in the economy heavily. It's a very good way of investing.
Oba bakyogeddeko kino
mazina ndaba akatambi ka mukama nga azina
gundi bwami honorable
balieku zina
azina
yetaaga lessons ku
always
kuzina ku modern dancing strokes ku stroke wete bunkubye
naye azinye bulungi
yetaaga okutendekebwa
azina bwa kigaggaluza gakwefumula nga
Adam, after here and you are going to be together, we are going for breakfast. What did you say? Mi kwefumula
gwefumula wefumula yazina ga kigagga gotomulabye ayinenge gyabadde akola mbwa emikono giri bwe giti naye gwe oyagala bino ebyakimenke
kyensaasira ku balieku bulijjo yafaanana nnyo abantu bano
honorable balieku Moses Grace
afaanana nnyo bano bagundi
bano
kwegaba omulaba
bamuva bulaaya
namulenga actually bwolaba mukama kubanga yazinye behind Muhoozi General Muhoozi naye ng'olaba era bw'otunula feesi ya Muhoozi n'otunula n'eya balieku
tewali njawulo
sigani tewali njawulo waliwo enjawulo ngaliwo akayawulo katono akayawulo katono
era yensonga lwaki weyogerako General Muhoozi nga wano balieku waali oyinza okumubendegera.
Busoga is good. You know why I love Busoga? Everybody is a Musoga. Busoga is good.
Everybody is a Musoga.
Everybody is a Musoga.
Me, I'm not.
My honorable is a Musoga.
I'm a Musoga.
Ebintu egi byagiranguwe. Honorable is a Musoga. Honorable balieku mulaba uyo mukasaati ke ago twagazina mu 19 balieku
ne obudanso alaba gakigagga
awanise akoyi
kalabe
adali mwanange kubakantu ka Sharon
osokompa bulemu kino kye bayita okudugaza meeza
oyadadugaza meeza
tolaba
oli
kudugaza meeza
laba height kati soko laba height ya laba height laba skin complexion laba ennyindo
aliko baba TV ono bali okuyolya badaka kofiira
alabika wuuyo alina t-shirt erimu ekibayi ekimyufu
sokomba bulemu yongera ko laba
omulaba
kalabe
omulaba soko kwata omulaba
zanya tulabe
ennyindo emikono
jagala osoko
omulaba laba akaliriana kanyiga okalaba
honorable akuleetera
obulaba
actually afaanana abantu bali
afaanana omusajja afaanana abazungu n'abamalayo
abazungu yamalayo
yafaanana Abangereza bonna n'abamalayo banne balyekoleza ddala nti muzungu yennyini. The man resembled Americans.
Let me look at him again. Yafaanana abaki? Let me look at that again.
Ddayo olabe omusajja afaanana abazungu obuwanvu sayizi emikono nyindo
ni kati awo
maaso munnaabwe ddala tera singa yabadde
munne w'abaani abazungu
munne w'abazungu era bwe yadde tavaawo kudda Busoga yabadde avaawo paka Bungereza afaanana abazungu
oba naye
muzungu naye tayagala kukkiriza bamugamba what are you an American since when?
I'm a born of where? Ginger where? Ginger West? I don't know.
Whether in Ginger there they say is a born of Luuka. Naye omutwale Luuka tewali gwafaanana wadde no kujjako kitaawe nnyini ne baganda be kale bwetyo bwe twabadde esoroti
ko tukyali ku muzungu bivuddeko
muzungu mulese mu America nnyo nze nafaanana bantu ki nze nfaanana baluwa
ndeka akyayagala okukola wa
nfaanana alien screen tuli bimenka
atunywe ku mazzi tujje tovaawo.
Eno ni Gangamka ku Baba TV. Eno ni Baba TV obusoga bulayire.
Ekyama kya Busoga kikino nga ni Kagulu Rock mu district ey'Ebuyende ng'ebikuduka by'omu kuzigu guno byakutandika nga ku mwezi 24 omwezi ogw'omunana omwaka guno 2023 n'enkwaduka eddamba kino Abasoga ng'empya bukaire bukaire n'eterebwa okutwalibwa oyo anaawangula enkwaduko dino n'enkwaduko edda akamalirizo eddana lulungi lwa Busoga daakuba lusozi lwenu ne Kagulu ngenda ku mwezi 25 omwezi ogw'omunana Meni ni ku lw'omukaaga ngenda ku mwezi 26 omwezi ogw'omunana Kiwemu nga tunina olusozi luno nga tukulemberwa mu Baba Kyabazinga n'abana byabufuzi nga bakulemberwa mu Mama Rebecca Itwala Kadaga ate nga amadala agali kwempagi edendegere okuyamba abagode abafumvu n'abato obutasuba okutuuka ku ntwiko y'olusozi luno oyida kuba ng'osobola okubona Busoga okuva yava okutuuka yakanga Kagulu nko y'olusozi lwa byafaayo ng'Omusoga yasookera ddada ife namutukula wano we yatuukira era liboganda budo bazaala abalangira abataano omuva Kyabazinga wa Busoga nga bino byonna bya bwereere bikutuusibwako minisitule y'ebyobulambuzi n'ebyeyira mu bwa Kyabazinga bwa Busoga ateebwamu empiiya.
Get yourself a Zuku TV decoder and satellite dish today at a low price of only 105,000 Ugandan shillings and a Zuku decoder at only 60,000 Ugandan shillings and enjoy your favorite movies, series, kids entertainment